What happened in the final chapter of America's long Indian War? On this day in history, December 29th, 1890, on the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota, the United States Army killed nearly 300 Lakota Native Americans in the massacre at Wounded Knee. Throughout the year, the U.S. government became increasingly worried about the influence of the ghost dance spiritual movement at Pine Ridge. The movement explained how the Native Americans had been defeated and confined to reservations because they had angered the gods by abandoning their traditional customs. So many Lakotans began to believe that if they practiced the ghost dance and rejected the ways of the white settlers, the gods would recreate the world and destroy all non-Native Americans and believers. The conflict kicked off on December 15th when reservation police tried to arrest Sitting Bull, the famous leader of the Hunkpapa Lakotans. Mistakenly believing that he was a ghost dancer, they entered the Standing Rock Reservation and killed Sitting Bull. 2 weeks later, the U.S. cavalry decided to step in, and in a botched attempt to disarm a band of ghost dancers under Chief Bigfoot, a fight broke out between a Native American and a U.S. soldier near Wounded Knee Creek. Although to this day it is unclear which side fired the first shot, a brutal massacre followed in which the U.S. Army killed hundreds of Native Americans, nearly half of them women and children. A misconception of this day is that the event is referred to as a battle, when in reality it was an avoidable massacre. A massive U.S. 7th Cavalry Division surrounded Chief Bigfoot and his band, and knowing this, trying to fight back and fire at them intentionally would have been expected to provoke such a backlash. Some historians argue that the 7th Cavalry soldiers sought revenge for the defeat at the Little Bighorn and that this was their way of reclaiming the narrative. Regardless, the massacre of Wounded Knee ended the ghost dance movement and was the last major confrontation in the U.S. government's deadly war against the Plains Native Americans. 100 years later, in remembrance, Congress passed a resolution on the centennial formally expressing deep regret about the government's actions on this day. In 2001, the National Congress of American Indians passed 2 resolutions condemning the massacre and calling on the federal government to rescind the 19 medals of honor given to soldiers who participated in Wounded Knee. If you've learned something, consider dropping a like and subscribing to my channel. Your support would mean the world to me.